begin by taking a sit back to your heels in child's pose and just start to shrug off the shoulders. And after a while, you can take your left and right hands out to the left-hand side of your mat and start to tilt the shoulders from side to side. And then reach over to the right side of the mat and do the same. Bring the hands back behind you, interlace the fingers, form a fist and push it gently towards the front of the mat and start to rock from side to side, just loosening off the shoulders before inhaling to sit back to your heels and lift the chin and start to rotate your neck in both directions. Just taking your time, moving as slowly or quickly as feels good for you, maybe opening and closing the jaw. And then cross your hands and interlace the fingers and start to loop the hands inside and out towards your chest. You might find that one side is more difficult than the other, so just be gentle and be patient. And with time, you'll equalize both sides. Shake off the wrists, rotate them a few times, scrunch and extend the fingers, and then come forwards into all fours and extend each leg back alternately, just pressing into the heel so that you warm up the ankle joint. Come back onto your heels and gently lift the knees up a few times, stretching the front side of the foot. Coming forwards, press back into downward facing dog and continue to pump your heels, loosening off the ankles, bending and flexing each knee, and then come back down onto your heels and twist to the left side. As you inhale, lift the seat up from the heels and feel the stretch in the front of the right hip flexor. Twisting to the right hand side and then inhaling to lift the hips off your heels, feeling the stretch on the front of the left hip. Gently coming down, twist over to the left a second time and on an inhalation lift up the hips. Coming down when you're ready, twisting to the right side and then inhaling to lift the hips up. Looking towards the hand and then coming down. If it's comfortable for you to do so, you can lean back onto your elbows or perhaps a little bit further. Let the head hang loose and open and close the jaw a few times. And then gently start to come forwards, tucking your toes and pushing back into a second downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. With the next inhalation, lift the left foot back and up, bend at the knee and just tilt the leg out to the side, opening the hip and then stepping forwards. You can step as short as you need to have both legs straight, and then inhale, come forwards with the chest. Exhale, push back into a pyramid pose, and you can repeat this a few times. Holding the position steady. And then gently coming down onto your right knee and extending the left leg. And just bending and flexing that left leg a few times. And finally just holding your half Hanumanasana and perhaps moving your left foot around to feel into the left hip joint. When you're ready, rebend the left leg. Place your left hand onto your left knee and inhale to reach the right hand up, feeling a nice deep stretch in the right hip joint. Cross the right elbow across the body, hook it to the outside of the left knee. Press the hands together in prayer and twist to look over your left shoulder. Look back towards the ground, release the twist. Take hold of your right foot with your left hand. Come forwards with the hips and look over your left shoulder. Breathe deeply and just allow the hips to sink a little deeper. Extend the stance, point the right toes, and then again, inhale to lift the right hand up. Exhale, come down, stepping back to a plank pose and coming down to the ground through chaturanga, inhaling for up dog and exhaling for downward facing dog. And we change sides. The right foot goes back and up, bend at the knee, open the hip and then step forwards. Exhale to straighten the legs. Inhale to bend the right knee, and just repeat this bend and flex a few times until you're ready to straighten the right leg and hold your pyramid pose, breathing smoothly and softly. Drop the left knee to the ground, extend the right leg. Rebend, and then continue to pump the right leg, bending and straightening it until you're ready to finally sit back towards your left heel, the right leg straight, the toes pulled back towards your knee, and hold your half Hanumanasana, perhaps moving your right foot around. Then come forwards, inhale to lift the left hand up, pushing the right hand into the right knee to help you peel the upper body back away from the leg. And then coming into a twist to the right side, hooking the left elbow over the right knee, pushing the hands together to help you look as far over your right shoulder as possible. Release the twist. Extend the left toes out. And again, inhale to reach the left hand up, pushing with the right hand into the right knee. And then gently come down. Reach back for your left leg with your right hand and look over your right shoulder. You can allow the right foot to roll onto its blade. Continue to explore the position, adjusting, letting the hips sink down, and then when you're ready you can release, stepping back to a plank pose, and on an exhalation lowering yourself down through chaturanga, inhaling for up dog and exhaling for downward facing dog, and just take some time to settle here. Bend the knees, look forwards, jump towards the front of the mat, inhale to lift head and chest and exhale to fold deeply. Bend and flex the knees a little bit, and then inhale to reach and rise, hands up above the head, back bend, and exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Just feeling the effects of the stretch before we inhale to reach back and up. Exhale to swan dive down, fingers in line with toes as you fold into Uttanasana. Inhale to lift head and chest, shoulder blades together. Exhale, step the left foot back, left knee down, and inhale to reach both hands up this time. Exhale, place the hands back and down, step back to plank. coming down through chaturanga. Inhale for up dog and exhale for down dog. Pushing the heels down, pressing into the fingertips and the knuckles. Inhale, the left foot comes back and up. Open the hip and then step forwards with the left foot. Inhale to reach both hands up, coming into a high lunge this time. You can bend the back knee slightly, pull the belly in and then re-straighten the leg. Take a deep breath in and on an exhale, step forwards, hands to heart at the top of the mat. Inhale to reach back and up for the second side. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to lift head and chest. And as you exhale, step the right foot back this time, drop the knee. Inhale to reach up with both hands. Exhale to come down and step back to your plank. Lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale for up dog and exhale for downward facing dog. Just settling the breath here. Pull the belly in towards the thighs. Inhale, lift the right foot back and up. Open the knee and step forwards. Inhaling to rise to high lunge. Keep lifting the ribs away from the hips. Reach up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in and exhale, step to the front of the mat, hands to heart. We go again. Inhale for a back bend. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift head and chest, shoulder blades squeeze together. Exhale, step the left foot back. We stay high this time as we inhale to rise, high lunge. Exhale to open, warrior two. Just take some time to check your position, make sure the heart is directly over the pelvis. Press both feet into the ground. Inhale to straighten the right leg and exhale, drop down into your trikonasana. It's important you keep squeezing both feet into the mat here and turning the heart up towards the sky. Inhale, come up. Point both feet towards the long end of the mat and exhale to fold, reaching the hands as far in front of you as you can. Inhale, come back up, turn the left foot out towards the back of the mat, open the arms and exhale, drop down into your trikonasana or triangle pose on the other side. Again, pressing both feet into the mat. Gently rebend the left knee and come into your warrior two, facing in the opposite direction. Keep sinking deeper into your warrior. On an exhale, sweep the right hand forwards, turn to face the short end of the mat and inhale, sweep both hands up for high lunge in the other direction. Exhale, come down with both hands, step towards the back of the mat and fold. Inhale to reach and rise for a back bend and exhale, bring your hands to heart. Find your breath and then inhale to lift your right knee up and circle the foot, changing directions. Crossing the right ankle over the left knee, bring your hands to your heart and start to fold forwards. You can keep the hands at your chest, or if you prefer, you can reach them down towards the ground for more stability and a deeper stretch. Make sure you keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee joint. Without touching the ground, extend the right foot back. Bring your hands to your chest if you can for balance, forming the beautiful warrior three shape. Drop the right foot down slowly back behind you. Inhale to lift both hands up for a high lunge. Deep breath in and exhale to open to warrior two. Gently bring both hands to the ground and turn to face your right leg, keeping it extended, and come up onto the heel of your right foot. When you're ready, come to the center with your hips and change sides, this time looking at your extended left leg, the toes pulled back. Then turn and face your right foot and lift up into warrior two as we complete this symmetrical sequence. From your warrior, sweep both hands up into a high lunge. Gently bring your hands to heart. Bring your body weight forwards, remembering we're stepping up into warrior three on the other side now. Keep the toes flexed, pointing down towards the ground. When you're ready, bring the left knee forwards. Hook the left ankle over the right knee and sit down. You can keep the hands at your heart as before, or if you prefer, you can reach both hands down towards the mat for more stability and, of course, a deeper stretch. Remember to keep the foot flexed. Then bring the left knee up into the chest and stand up and start to rotate your foot. And gently place it back down on the mat. Just take a few moments to breathe and feel the effects of this flow. Then take your feet mat width apart, start to squat down, and see how low you can get your seat. Perhaps you can sit down without dropping to the mat. Then scoot back to a comfortable place in the middle of the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together, open the knees. Inhale to open the chest and start to circle the head, first in one direction and then in the other. Inhale to look all the way up and exhale to fold forwards, and you can repeat this a few times at your own pace. Then extend both feet a little way in front of you, knees still bent. Place the right foot on top of the left knee and let the knees fall to the right side as you look over your left shoulder. You should feel a deep stretch in the left hip. And then change sides, hooking the left foot over the right knee and looking over your right shoulder. Gently release. Keeping the knees bent, just reach forward and take hold of the blades of each foot. And keep the upper body in contact with the thighs. And after a few breaths, you can just gently extend the heels out by a few centimeters, perhaps 10 or so. And just continue to work your way down. Every few breaths, just letting the heels out a fraction more. Try to work with your core and not just the arms, so make sure that you're engaging the tummy muscles to help pull your heart forwards towards your feet. The hands and the fingers just assisting in Paschimottanasana or caterpillar pose. Take a final deep fold. Using the exhalation to go deeper into the stretch. And then gently come back, place your hands behind you, point the toes and inhale to lift the seat and the chest and squeeze all of the muscles that you've just stretched. Then come down into a seat, inhale to lift your hands up, exhale to fold and come into a second Paschimottanasana. So stretching the muscles we've just contracted again, helping us to go deeper into our caterpillar. Gently lift up. Repeat the hip lift again by pointing the toes, lifting the seat, opening the chest and tilting the head back again, contracting the muscles you've just stretched. Inhale to lift both hands up, and then exhale to fold into our third and final caterpillar pose. Remembering to use the core as much as possible. Gently release the stretch. Turn to face the back or the front of the mat. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Extend the feet out in front of you. And turn the hands towards the sky, palms facing up. Making a nice V shape with the body and keeping the back straight. Another way to think of it is keeping the shoulder blades together and the chest open. If you wish to take a gnarlier version of Navasana, you can bring your hands to prayer just above the knees. And then gently lower the upper body down, pull the heels in towards your seat, the palms of the hands facing down towards the ground. On an inhalation, just lift the hips and come into your bridge pose. The chin should be tucked towards the chest, the breathing smooth, the shoulder blades together, and if you want to bring them even closer together, you can interlace the fingers behind you, pushing your fist down into the ground. A variation here is to open and close the knees a little bit to help loosen off the lower back and the hip joints. Release the hands, gently lower down to the mat, and bring your knees in towards your chest and start to make a few circles, just so you massage the lower back. And whenever you're ready, you can change direction with your circles. Prepare for a second round of bridge pose by interlacing the fingers underneath you from the beginning this time, and then on an inhale, lift the seat. Try to push down into the mat with your heels and your big toe. Gently release the hands. Come down to the mat vertebra by vertebra. And this time, to release the lower spine, reach through your knees to the outside of each foot and come into happy baby pose, where you can bend and straighten each leg alternately. Then extend both legs up towards the ceiling or the sky. Extend both hands up and shake off your wrists and your ankles. Finally, bring yourself down to the mat. Heels nice and wide, the toes flopped out to the side, arms away from the body, palms facing up. And start to scan the body. And then you can start to wiggle fingers and toes, and eventually wrists and ankles, reaching up above the head and stretching the body. And then gently bringing the knees in towards your chest, taking hold behind the thigh and just rocking and rolling a few times until you're ready to come up to a sitting position. Rest your hands on your knees, the palms facing up. And on an inhale, scrunch the fingers up and squeeze your fists as tight as you can. Exhaling to release the hands and soften the body. Repeat again. Inhale to squeeze the fists, hold the breath in. Exhale, release and soften the body. Final time. Inhale to squeeze the fists as hard as you can as you hold the breath in. Keep holding. Exhale, soften and release. Bring the hands together in front of the chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Take a second deep breath in. And exhale. Take a final deep breath and exhale. Namaste everyone. Peace out and see you next time.